On today's episode...
Grandpa, what could you be generous with?
My Social Security checks. Andy could probably stand to have more of those.
Wait, you've been getting those this whole time?
No comment.
Welcome back with all of us here, almost the whole crew. Who are we missing? Do you remember there's one more person that's missing from this group?
Bubby.
Oh, Bubby is, you know, sometimes Bubby, he directs the Kids in Faith, but who else is missing from this group? Do you remember from other episodes? Do you remember?
No, I forgot.
You forgot? Is his name, do you remember Frantic Frank?
No.
You don't remember Frantic Frank?
I know.
You remember? And he was like,
The orange dude?
Trust me, you'd remember if you met him.
Yeah.
Well, all we're missing is Frank, but we've got everybody here. We've got Andy, Bear, Titus, Nanny Cake, me, Silas, and who's that over there? Grandpa! So all of us are here, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to our story in Matthew because this is getting really good. Isn't this getting really good? Do we think the people are gonna leave and go home, or do they stay? Yeah, do you think they stay or do they go home?
Just go home.
You think they go home? Do you think they stay or go home?
Stay.
Stay. Okay, in verse 16, Jesus said they do not need to go away. Well, let's first tell everybody, in case they missed the last episode, if you missed it, you have to go back and watch it. It was really, really funny. It was very funny. But this episode, we know that Jesus, he went away, right, to a desert. We talked about a desert.
Yep.
And it was kind of a place where there was no shops, there was no food, there wasn't much there going on. And then all these people followed him. Why would they want to follow him? You remember what you said?
Stay.
Stay. But why would they follow Jesus? Why did they not want to leave Jesus? What did you say last time?
They go home.
No, why would they not want to leave Jesus? Why would you not want to leave Jesus?
Because he healed me.
He healed you? Yeah. Do you think Jesus had healed these people and was teaching these people? Yeah. I wouldn't want to leave either. What about you, Andy? Would you want to go home and get something to eat, or would you want to stay with Jesus?
Life's been a lot better since I've been here with you guys and learning about Jesus than it ever was with Grandpa.
Oh, yeah. Grandpa likes being here so much he takes all of his naps here, and we find him sleeping here overnight. Right, Grandpa?
I know.
That's right. You know, when you have a supply, you don't want to leave it.
Yeah. Jesus is so good to Grandpa, he's just got to stay right where he found him. How about that? These people didn't want to leave Jesus either. They had found him here, and they're not going to leave. But the disciples said, we got to send them away so they can eat dinner. They can eat their supper. And Jesus said, no, you find something for them to eat. And verse 17, they said to him, we have nothing here but 5 loaves and 2 fish. And do you know who brought the 5 loaves and 2 fish? Do you know who it was?
God.
No.
No, sorry.
Who brought the 5 loaves and 2 fish?
I don't know.
Who brought him, Nanny Cake?
A little kid. That was his lunch.
A little boy brought them his 5 loaves and 2 fish. What are we going to do with 5 loaves and 2 fish? How big is a loaf of bread? Show me, how big is a loaf of bread? Do you know how? Yeah, that's about that big, right? Mm-hmm. But how many people were out there? Do you remember? Grandpa, how many people were still out there?
I know.
That would be 5,000.
Yeah, 5,000. Grandpa said over 5,000. Andy, you know how big a loaf of bread is? How small do you think the pieces have to be to feed over 5,000 people with only 2 loaves and 5 fish?
No.
About as small as I have to cut them up for Grandpa.
I mean, 5, yes, what'd I say, 5 loaves and 2 fish, or 2 loaves and 5 fish?
2 loaves and 5 fish.
Oh, 5 loaves and 2 fish. Super small, huh, Andy?
Very small.
Very, very small.
They would like have to be smaller as an ant.
I know. So what, Grandpa?
That's 1,000 per loaf.
1,000 people per loaf of bread. And Titus said loaves of bread are only this big, right? Mm-hmm. That is, do you really think that's possible? Huh?
Mm-hmm, because I've seen them in movies where they're like this big and they have lines on them.
Yeah, but that's a lot of people. That is over 5,000 people.
5,000.
Oh, that just, Grandpa, your mind.
Yeah.
It's
I'm still not over it.
Yeah, it's blowing your mind. Grandpa,
Imagining the bedlam that would take place trying to distribute that. I mean, like someone going, waiter, this man took 2 crumbs.
So they would be fighting over crumbs. Well, here they've got these 5 loaves, 2 fish, and Jesus, you know what? They brought it to Jesus. A little boy brought it, and he offered up his lunch. Mm-hmm. That little boy was the one who had food, and he gave up his lunch for everybody to eat.
He was nice and kind.
He was nice and kind. Could we say he was the word generous? Can you say generous?
Generous.
Generous. What is generous? Do you know what generous means? Do you know what generous means?
It's being kind and giving stuff to other people.
Very good, Titus. Very good.
Give Titus a clap.
Give Titus a clap. Very good, Titus. It means being kind and giving to others. Can kids be generous? Yes. Should kids be generous? Should adults be generous?
Everyone can be generous.
Everybody can be generous. That is today's lesson. How about that? Everybody, say everybody.
Everybody
Can be generous.
can be generous.
There's always something you can find to be generous with, right? He had his lunch. Grandpa, what could you be generous with?
My Social Security checks. Andy could probably stand to have more of those.
Wait, you've been getting those this whole time?
No comment?
Have you been paying your bills?
Yes.
Andy.
Careful, kids. Don't believe him too much.
Andy, what could you be more generous with?
I could probably let Frantic Frank come over a few more times and hang out with him.
Yeah, and spend time with him and maybe feed him dinner.
Well, I don't know about that, but he could come over to start.
So this little boy gives us an example of somebody who is very generous. God said over in 2 Corinthians, can I read to you what 2 Corinthians chapter 9 says? It says, he who gives sparingly and grudgingly. Do you know what grudgingly means?
No.
Sparing and grudgingly, like, oh, you want to hold on to it. You're not generous. You only give a little. It says he who sows sparingly, which is a little, and grudgingly means you don't really want to. It says will get back sparing and grudgingly. But listen to this. He who sows generously, that blessing may come to someone, will also get back generously. So if we give generously, how do we get back? We get back generously. If we give a lot, do we get back a little? Huh?
No.
No. If we give a little, can we get back a lot? Huh? No, we have to give generous to get generous. Say, I give generous.
I give generous
to get generous.
to get generous.
Yes. Now we give because we want to be kind. Like Titus said, we want to be kind to someone. We want to be good to them. We don't just give just to get, but we know God will bless us, right? If we give generously and that blessing come down. But if we give and we're like, oh, I don't want to give. I don't want to do that, but I have to do it. Is that giving generously?
No.
No, that's giving complaining.
Like you're sharing your toy with someone and you're like, want it back and you change your mind and you're like, it's too late.
Oh.
Your parents would say it's too late.
Too late. Yeah, but you, if you want to take it back, is that being generous?
No.
No, that's a great example, Titus.
Titus said he loves to daddy and he said too late. Well, no, our dad said that. I'm kidding.
So really, if you give something and then you even want to take it back, that's not generous, is it? So this little boy comes to bring his loaves and his fish, and he's giving generously. Kids, this is a little boy. This is not an adult. This is not somebody like Grandpa. This is a little boy looking at all of these people and he said, I will give my lunch. I will give my food for these people. How sweet is that? Isn't that so sweet and so precious? I want all kids to be like this little boy because I think something happens for this little boy that's very, very special. But next time, we're gonna come back on next episode and find out, what do you think happened to this little boy? What do you think happened to him? You don't know. I don't either. Let's come
Another
back.
cliffhanger.
Another cliffhanger. Let's come back and find out. Andy, are you curious to find out what happened to this generous little boy?
I'm over here taking notes so I can do what he did.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
Right. I mean, can we all be like this little boy? Oh, yes, we can, can't we? Can you be like him? Tell the kids out there, say, you can be like this little boy.
You can be like this little boy.
Yeah. Okay, kids, until next time, we will see you later, and you be blessed and be generous. And now it's time for a joke.
Bear, what do you call a tick on the moon?
I don't know.
A lunatic.
Hey, Kids of Faith! Welcome to our Kids of Faith news segment.
We want to invite you guys to our Holy Ghost meetings January 27th through 31st.
We're so stoked for this year's meetings. If y'all see us around, make sure to say hi. We'll be vlogging and hanging out.
Also, you can get your snacks and drinks at the Foxhole Cafe. Be sure to check out our bookstore. We have Kids in Faith coloring books. You can also buy our Kids in Faith coloring packet at defrainministries.org/kidsinfaith.
Hey, Nikki, don't we have a free coloring page?
We do.
You can actually turn in your free coloring page at defrainministries.org/kidsinfaith, and maybe we'll feature it in a video. Hey, Nikki, who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I don't know if Chiefs have a chance, but they could. Or Buffalo Bills, that's my team. I don't know.
I'm a Packers fan, but we sadly lost because we had a lot of injured players. But no excuses, sadly lost. But y'all did play kind of an easy team, Buffalo Bills.
We played the Broncos.
The Broncos. Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl this year?
I think Buffalo Bills because of my team, but
Who do you think y'all play in the Super Bowl?
I think the Chiefs are done. I think they could make it to the playoffs, but Lions and Texans could make it. They have a good chance.
Lions and Texans?
Yeah.
Okay. I think it's going to be Lions and Texans in the Super Bowl. 34-31, Lions win. That's my prediction. What's your prediction?
I think it's going to be Texans and Buffalo Bills because
No, you can't have that. One's AFC. They're both AFC, so you got to pick somebody from the NFC side.
Lions and Bills.
In the Super Bowl?
Yes. And
What do you think is the final score going to be?
29-18.
29-18. Who's going to... Bills win?
Yes.
All right, that's your prediction. Y'all got my prediction. Comment down below what's your favorite team and what do you predict for the Super Bowl.
Well, that's all for Kids in Faith News.
We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace! We want to hear your testimony. You can now go online at defrainministries.org/kidsinfaith and submit your testimony.
Revelations 12:11 says, "And they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony." Our testimony is powerful and can help others see the awesome power of Jesus.
We're so excited to hear about what God has done for you in your life. Hey, Kids in Faith! Go check out our Kids in Faith YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe to watch more episodes.
You can also follow us on Instagram at Kids in Faith to keep up with episodes in our Kids in Faith news channel.